very pleased to introduce Cognier's latest medical game project here today. Allow me to present our new title currently still in testing, Face Your Darkside. This is an immersive, hybrid virtual and reality experience that uses a brain-computer interface as its medium. Once connected to the player's brain, the player enters a sleep-like state in the real world while remaining mentally conscious, similar to dreaming, but with an extremely realistic sense of immersion. The AI within the game reads the player's past memories and traumatic experiences, extracting subconscious elements and materializing them into mimetic entities. In this dream-like state, these trauma-based entities actively interact with the player, functioning similarly to desensitization therapy or guiding the player in a way they can psychologically tolerate, to confront and ultimately destroy them until reconciliation with the trauma is achieved. In other words, the process is designed to dismantle mental illness and psychological distress rooted within the player's subconscious, helping them gradually break free from psychological trauma and psychiatric suffering, ultimately leading toward recovery. Next, I will be showing several gameplay case studies from volunteer participants involved in the game's closed beta testing. Emma presents with typical symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, following severe childbirth trauma and the loss of her baby. During delivery, the patient experienced prolonged labor, massive hemorrhaging, an emergency cesarean section, and extreme physical pain, ultimately resulting in the death of the child. Following the traumatic event, her brain remained in a prolonged state of hypervigilance and became unable to properly process or separate from the traumatic memory. Her primary symptoms include recurrent intrusive memories of the delivery, persistent avoidance of hospitals and pregnancy-related subjects, fear responses to physical contact, chronic nightmares, and severe sleep disturbances. Although the patient understands that the event has already ended, she remains psychologically trapped in the traumatic experience, resulting in significant emotional and functional impairment. Presents with typical symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, accompanied by severe social avoidance and self-loathing tendencies. The patient experienced long-term appearance bullying and rejection, gradually tying her entire sense of self-worth to external appearance. Although there are no significant physical abnormalities in her appearance, she persistently magnifies minor or even non-existent flaws and firmly believes herself to be disfigured. Her primary symptoms include obsessive fixation on perceived appearance defects, prolonged and repetitive mirror-checking behaviors, self-isolation, avoidance of social interaction, and intense feelings of shame and self-denial. As the condition has worsened, the patient has become unable to maintain normal work or social functioning. Her daily life is largely confined to an enclosed living space, and she has begun to exhibit self-harm impulses and significant emotional impairment. Sarah presents with symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, accompanied by traumatic grief following the accidental drowning death of her child. Her symptoms include recurrent intrusive memories of the incident, severe emotional distress around water-related environments, persistent avoidance behaviors, excessive self-blame, emotional withdrawal, and chronic sleep disturbances. In certain situations, she may also experience mild perceptual disturbances, such as hearing what resembles her child's voice. The patient is aware these experiences are not real, but remains psychologically trapped in the trauma, resulting in significant impairment to her daily life and emotional functioning. Presents with symptoms of schizophrenia accompanied by manic episodes with features of schizoaffective disorder. The patient experiences persistent visual and auditory hallucinations, including distorted red imagery, graphic scenes, and repetitive threatening voices. Although the patient can partially recognize that these experiences are not real, they still trigger intense fear responses. During manic states, the patient displays abnormal excitement, reduced need for sleep, disorganized and racing thoughts, grandiose delusions, and recurrent physical symptoms such as convulsions and sudden loss of bodily control. As the condition has worsened, the patient has become unable to maintain normal academic and social functioning and has developed strong sensitivity and avoidance behaviors toward the color red. While medication partially reduces the severity of symptoms, hallucinations and emotional instability continue to recur and significantly affect daily life and perception of reality. Closed beta recruitment now open. We are currently recruiting volunteer players for the closed beta testing of Face Your Darkside. If you are interested in participating in the experimental gameplay experience, please contact us through the following channels. Apply now to become one of our official volunteer test players.